Okay, this is take two because my phone turned off in the middle of recording. So, let's try this again. This is me replying to a comment and me doing my 50 sub special at the same time. I should have did a 50k special, but my channel grew way too fast for me to even do a 50 sub special. So I'm doing a 60k special. And the person that commented this, I actually do watch his YouTube channel. I think his name was Anime What If something. I don't exactly remember it because I only started watching his videos yesterday. Let's get into the what if. The name of this what if will be what if Deku was the god of Earth, basically. And I'll just spoil what his abilities are now so I don't have to explain them in the future. He can heal people with plants and manipulate plants, talk to animals, see, like, he can see through animals' eyes, see through plants. Um, his weakness will be fire, obviously, since he mostly evolves around plants. Oh, his personality is mainly calm, and he's not good with dealing with emotions. And he doesn't like wearing shoes, as you can see, he's not wearing none in the picture. Oh, and that cheetah, I guess I'll call it or whatever. I think it was I'm 100% sure that was a cheetah. Yeah, I'll just call it a cheetah. That cheetah will be added into the story, but it's used in a later time. And this is what Deku's hero costume looks like. And let's get into the what if. So I did start off when he was born, explaining what his abilities would be, but I'll just say let's time skip to when Deku is 4, and he just now awakened his quirk when he sees Bakugo picking on somebody. He rushes in without thinking, and he stands in front of the kid, and I'll say his quake was already activated, but this is the first time he ever used it. And as soon as he used it, he for some reason he took off his shoes and he started to feel the floor, and he's like, ugh, I'll say he said stone, because I'll say he has a split personality kinda, and I'll say when he goes all out, some other being, I'll call it for now, takes over his body, and the being says ill stone, and he points out the grass, drags it across the floor, pits it on his feet. He's like, so much, he doesn't pit it all over his feet, but he pits on the bottom of his feet. It's like, that's better. And then he slides from the the grass on his feet. He moves it to slide all the way in front of Deku, me and Bakugo, and he says, Bakugo, you really shouldn't be picking on people. And Bakugo's like, did you just move that grass? You had a quirk this whole time, Deku? And he's like, yeah, I did. So what? Oh, I haven't think of Deku's hero name. I don't think I have ever gave Deku a hero name. I need to start doing that. Anyway, he's like, yeah. So I don't need to tell you everything. It's not like you even like me. And then he says, oh yeah, and you should stop picking on people. It's not that nice, you know. And Bakugo's like, oh, you think you can look down on me now because you awakened your quirk? And he rushes in and tries to hit Deku. He sends his goons in, and Deku he moves his hands, not across them, but he just moves it slightly, and vines from the bushes just shoot out at them, wrapping them up in a cocoon. And Bakugo runs in and says, well, guess what? My quirk also is basically like fire, so I can burn through your plants like it's nothing. And Deku's like, that's true. I guess that's my weakness. And then he's like, oh, I'm just joking. And then he grabs he grabs a ball of dirt, of grass basically, and I'll say sand was like, I'll say they're doing this at a playground, so sand, it was like a sandbox, and he goes, grabs the sand, he puts it in the ball of grass, because this is Deku, this is somebody taking over Deku's body, basically, like a alter ego that, I'll say basically, this is his god form, basically, and the god form already knows how to use Deku's quirk perfectly. So he grabs the god form, grabs the dirt ball, and he makes a hole in the dirt ball, and it picks up all, like, it doesn't pick up all the sand, but it picks up some of the sand, and then it closes up, and then he moves it right in front of Bakugo's hand. I'll say like, he's doing it like super fast, and like he's only moving his hand like back and forth, like he's like not moving like all the way across his face. He's like this, moving it slightly, and he puts it right in front of Bakugo. And as Bakugo goes to make an explosion to blow up the sand, his explosion makes the glass the sand turn into glass. Kind of spoiled it there. And he makes that, Bakugo makes a whole sand, a glass like wall right in front of Deku, and Bakugo like starts blowing up the glass. But the more Bakugo explodes the grass, like, not the glass, the more Deku puts sand. And I'll say Inko was coming to pick up Deku, and she sees Deku just sitting there moving his hand like slightly, and she sees a dirt ball just moving back and forth, pitting sand, Bakugo exploding it, and she thought Deku just awakened his quirk, and he was testing it out, and he's like, she's like, Deku, you shouldn't use your quirk in public, it's illegal. And he's like, but I was protecting the kid. And he turns around and he helps up the kid, and the kid's name will be Uki. His last name is Uki, but he lets Deku call him Shu. He won't play that big of a role. I'll probably let him get into UA, but if I let him get into UA, I'll probably think of him a new name. This is his nickname for now. His nickname will be Shu, and he's like, oh, thank you. You can call me Shu. That's what my friends call me. And he's like, oh, well, what's your quirk, Shu? And he says, oh, my quirk, I can talk to animals, and if they want, they can like be my friends, and I can call on them in a time of need. And he's like, oh, that's actually a pretty cool quirk. And he, like, I'll say he calls on a little bird. He's like, I was just playing with this little guy when Bakugo decided to run up on me and start bullying me, and he scared him away and hurt his ring in like the god form. And Deku just gets angry at this because, like I said, he's a god of Earth. Animals are a part of Earth, so this just makes him enraged. And he picks up a sand wall, but like you can see the sand start turning black, and he makes it where Inko can't see nothing, because he basically like instilled Inko in like a glass wall basically, but like it's like just all black and she can't see nothing. So in that short amount of time, as he did that, he rushes at Bakugo, and he makes his whole hand envelop in like a rose bush, so like thorns and stuff just all over his hand, and he hits Bakugo right in the face, breaking his nose and his jaw at the same time. Then at that exact moment, he passes out from overusing his quirk, and everything that he did, like the cocoon, the glass wall, all just disappears like in thin air, like it was never there before. And then Inko picks him up and puts him in the car, apologizes to Bakugo and his goons, and walks in and takes Deku to the quirk doctor and calls Bakugo's mom and says, Deku got into a fight with Bakugo and broke his nose and jaw. And Bakugo's mom's like, good, that'll probably show him to stop picking on people. And she's like, Bakugo was picking on people, and she's like, yeah, I just didn't want to tell you. Guess the cat's out the bag. And they go to the quirk doctor. The quirk doctor, I'll say they go to a different quirk doctor because I don't trust that quirk doctor for nothing. Um, the the doctor tries to read Deku's quirk, but for some reason it's not popping up. And I'll say Deku woke up at this point, and he's like, he looks at his mom. And he's like, Mom, how did I get here? I thought I was at the park. And she's like, wait, you don't remember nothing? And he's like, no, I just remember seeing Chan pick on somebody. And she's like, wait, what? And then the quirk doctor looks at Inko, then looks back at Deku, and then he like the quirk doctor starts getting worried about Deku, and he says, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he's like, "Oh well, your mom's here to test your quirk, and the results should be getting in now." And Deku's like, "Wait, I have a quirk." He's like, "Mom, what's it? What is it?" She's like, "You can control plants. Here, do you want to try?" And she grabs a plant like from I guess a desk, I'll say. She's like, "Here, try manipulating this." And Deku like he moves his whole hand in a circle, and he focuses super hard, and the plant like it grows and moves in a slight circle. And Inko's like, "But it was way stronger." And he's like, but what do you mean? This is my first time even trying out my quirk, right? How did you know I had this quirk? And then he's like, I thought your quirk. Wait, do you have a quirk to tell other people's quirks? He's like, I thought your quirk was this manipulating small objects, like picking up small objects. And he's like, yeah, that is my quirk. I seen you use it. And he's like, no, this is my first time using it, I'm sure. And the correct doctor's like, let me go grab the more results and see what you can do with your quirk. And he grabs the paper and he starts reading it. He's like, you're quirkless? He's like, and then he looks at Inko and says, Inko, was that, like he says, Miss Midoriya, was that you manipulating the plant maybe? He's like, no, that's not my quirk. I can just pick up small objects, I swear. And the quirk doctor looks into it, sees that that is her quirk, and he's like, wait, but, and like, he even throws her the paper and says, he's quirkless, how did he do that? And Deku's like, he goes back to the plant, and he does it again. The quirk doctor's like, but he should be quirkless. And he puts it down, he's like, oh, he's probably a new generation. And he asks if Inko can we run some tests on him to see, and Inko's like, no, you can't run no test on my baby. And the quirk doctor says, okay, fine, I'll just put him down as a Nugent, and that's how Deku. The quirk doctor called it plant manipulation because that's all he has seen Deku do. So Deku's quirk on paper is this plant manipulation instead of Earth God like it should be. And they go to the let's skip into middle school, and Deku is more efficient with his quirk. I'll say let's just skip the whole teacher thing. Let's just get into the 10 months of training. And I'll say Deku, he did sign up for UA. Basically everything happened to canon, but his mom, instead of letting him train, I'll say he'd been training ever since he realized that he had to work. And instead of his mom letting him train some more for the 10 months, she says, oh son, come on, let's just go on a camping trip into the woods. And Deku like he obliges, but he like doesn't really want to go. That's sad. Time is up. I'm going to have to leave it on cliffhanger. And he was literally just about to get that pet. Oh well, I guess I'll have to explain it in the next part. This is Shadow Master signing out.